Welcome to your Daily 5 for Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. You may remember that last week I talked about a film that is part of a Forgotten Gialli box set from Vinegar Syndrome, this one being Volume 7. The movie was called Dagger Eyes, and I liked it immensely because it was a mix of a giallo and a spy thriller. And I picked up that box set because the third movie in the set, Sweets from a Stranger, was one I was already planning to watch. But then I happened to notice that the second film, the middle film, Obsession: A Taste for Fear, starred Virginia Hay, who Lando and I knew very well from the Farscape television series. And I thought, okay, well, I already know I want to watch the last movie. I really liked the first movie. Let me watch this thing and see what it's like. Now, I started watching it, and I got about 15 minutes in and stopped and told Lando that he had to watch it as well. And so on Friday, he and I are going to be doing a rare review where the two of us are going to be talking about a movie that we watched together, talking as we watched it, because this is a remarkable piece of, at least to me, very overlooked giallo filmmaking. In fact, it barely even is, to be fair, a giallo film. There are very light giallo elements, so in many ways it is a good companion to Dagger Eyes and has me wondering what the final film in this box set is going to be like. It does have giallo elements. It is a murder mystery, but what it's really trying to be is like a Miami Vice MTV music video where they are trying to do a version of the future with an extraordinarily 80s lens to it. So everything in this, there are moments where this movie it feels like trying to evoke Blade Runner. There are moments where I feel like it is trying to do generic cyberpunk film. There's Looker in here. There's many movies that I've seen that are, to be fair, much better movies. But there's something really fascinating about this particular film. Now, I should warn everybody, there is so much nudity in this film that very rapidly I stopped even seeing it. There's so much nudity in this film, mostly female, but some male as well. But it is so constant and so just matter of fact. It's not even treated as anything that you could classify for the most part as erotic. And so, honestly, I stopped seeing it pretty quickly. But I could see why this was probably a selling point for the film. But it's also interspersed in such weird and jarring ways that it feels like even the people making it understood that at a certain point you would become numb to what it was. And it really, on its face, if you were only to see still shots and see how many images there were of nude women in this, you would probably jump to assuming it was an exploitation film. And certainly that's there. But I don't think that's really what the nudity is meant for. It is more meant to be a just representation of the world that these characters live in, as opposed to something that's supposed to be, to use a pun, titillating or salacious. It's just a matter-of-fact thing. And the movie itself, it is a fairly standard murder mystery. If you have any experience with these films, you will pretty much figure out who the killer is. It might take you to the halfway point of the film, but I seriously doubt it. Lando was thrown off because he doesn't watch a lot of these. So, when we talk about it, he didn't really get right away, and I called it almost from the beginning. I thought there might be a little bit more complexity to it, but I knew who, at least in my mind, the central killer was if there was not more than one. And again, I'm trying not to spoil anything for anybody, but if you've seen these movies, you will figure it out. I absolutely would recommend watching this. And Lando and I did not talk for very much after we watched it. We're saving it for the Friday show. But my suspicion is that he would actually tell people to watch this too. I'm pretty sure he hasn't seen too many movies like this. I think he thought this was going to be something radically different, more of a traditional slasher. And I didn't say anything to him. I really kind of set him up, and I just let this thing hit him. So we'll see what his thoughts are. But if you're a fan of movies that I have reviewed and I have enjoyed, I would absolutely say you should find this. Now, I didn't find it on YouTube, but Lando did. I have the box set, so I have the Blu-ray. But Lando found a copy on YouTube. So this is out there, and it is something that you can watch for free. I got it as part of the box set, and I'm not sorry I did, because that makes this box set basically, at this point, unless the last movie is a total bomb, this was absolutely worth getting. So again, the movie's title is Obsession: A Taste for Fear, and like I said, if you're into the kind of movies I'm into, you should watch this one as soon as possible. Later.